It's time to love the lanes again. From some of southeastern Wisconsin's finest bowling centers, this is the Brew City Bowling Show.
Good morning, bowling fans. We're back at South Shore Bowl here on the Brew City Bowling Show. Another great Saturday morning on My 24 Milwaukee. I'm $2 Phil Brylo, taking you through the morning here at South Shore Bowl. We've got Brandon Perry and Brandon Charney coming back to the lanes. They took down five-time defending champs Gina Dereshevsky and Dan Glubka last week in a match that went down to the final ball. Brandon Perry struck to win by a pin. Are they going to find themselves in a similar situation today as they try to take down another $250 in free play and $150 in dining in the American Place Casino Royal Roller match against one of our three semifinalists? Or will we have another week with new champions on the board? Only way to find out, let them get done with practice, and we'll be back here from South Shore Bowl with that first semifinal.
When people drop into the American Place Casino, you won't believe the things they say.
It looks amazing in here.
Pretty cool, right?
I'm gonna go play some blackjack.
Oh, I'm hitting the slots.
With the most exciting table games and newest slots, you can play any way you want. Oh, and the food.
So good.
So what are you waiting for? Come in now and have an experience that'll make you say, couldn't have said it better myself. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Showcase your skills and experience the thrill of competing on the national stage at the 2025 PBA LBC National Championships. This event has awarded over $675,000 in prize money over the last 2 years, and Valero Mount Prospect is just a 90-minute drive from Milwaukee. View all the tournament information at pba.com/LBC tournament.
South Shore Bowl has great bowling deals for you, with all-you-can-bowl glow bowling on Friday and Saturday nights and our Sunday Fun Day special. See all the info at southshorebowl.com. Sign up for the Summer Storm Doubles League at Castle Lanes and Racine. Get your chance to win Storm bowling balls, Castle Lanes gift certificates, and everyone in the league gets a Castle t-shirt and a bowling jersey from H5G. Call Castle Lanes today to sign up. And we're ready for our first semifinalists here today at South Shore Bowl, and boy, did they bring the cheering section with them. Signs and smiles, and yeah, it's going to be a good day here for Jason and Justin Harwig, no matter how good or bad they bowl. When you got the family out cheering you on, look at those great signs for Jason and Justin the Hammer Harwig. Jason's going to start things off here on lane 13, and we're starting him off bright and early with his mystery frame. 4 tickets to the Milwaukee Milkman if he gets lucky here, but he can't strike. Leaves the 4, 7, and 10. Loves bowling with his brother Justin, and as you can see from both Justin and Jason's shirts, they do their bowling at the Holler House. Love to see Kathy and Tom down there when we get a chance. We ended our season 1 here in the Brew City Bowling Show with a great battle down at Holler House between H5G Brands and Castle Misfits. Castle Misfits came out on top by less than 20 pins in that 5-player team format. It was really a great day for everyone that went down to Holler House for our season 1 finale. Let's see what Justin can do here. Justin also bowls league here at South Shore Bowl. Averages about 193. And loves bowling, as he says, with his older brother. They made sure to say younger and older to point that out, as siblings often do. That one for Justin just a little wide of the 1-3 pocket. Leaves himself the makeable spare, though, with the 1, 2, and 8. Watch that ball hit the 3-pin square in the face. So he'll just want to get over to the crossover side of the 1-3 pocket. There you go, right on it. And a textbook spare for Justin here in the 7th frame. Jason, big fan of Marquette basketball. Loves it when the team from Marquette, the men's team, walks out the Thunderstruck by AC/DC down at the Fiserv Forum. That would be his walk-in song as well. He had a chance, and unfortunately that ball walking away from the head pin, and, well, he did get the large straight on his Yahtzee score pad. The 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 all fall. He leaves the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can see the bit of disappointment there with the pull across the body. Jason averages 141 with his league bowling. And Jason can't wait to bowl a game with his oldest daughter, Gemma, when they get a chance. Jason, unfortunately, puts it right through that same 6'10 spot, and it's a little unusual count in the second frame of a game for someone, 12. Not easy to get that 2 as a second number on your score sheet. I'm sure he'll be able to right that ship in the last 2 frames of his game. Let's see what Justin can do here. Justin wishes he could get a chance to bowl a game with E.J. Tackett. And gets that 5 out of it, leaving just the 7. EJ's just a great bowler and a good guy. Met him at Holler House when the pros were here in 2023 for that USA versus the World match. I still enjoy being one of the producers, thinking back about that time at Holler House, letting the world see 2 of the greats with Jason Belmonte and Tommy Jones battling it out for a game on those historic lanes. And oh my, the open frame there for Justin. And these 2 bowlers are going to have to finish strong if they want any chance to get into our American Place Casino Royal Roller match. Brandon Perry, Brandon Charney waiting in the wings, looking to go for their 2nd consecutive win. Jason loves the movie Shawshank Redemption. And that one, unfortunately, can't quite get all the way to the head pin. And he's kind of staring at the all-open frame game in the face here. Someone does open all 4 frames in the semifinal match. They won a 1-hour bowling lesson with Matt Gasson out at Top Notch Bowling inside of Foxview Lanes in Waukesha. He's going to want to just shoot this like the pocket was there with the 1-2 pocket. Oh no, that's a pull. And only gets the 10 pin, and Jason's really going to have to right the ship in the 10th frame. Justin now stepping up. He can still get to 88. You get those games in the 80s and 90s, they usually have a pretty good shot at that Circa High Game Award. The highest individual game by a semifinalist wins that 2-night stay midweek at Circa Las Vegas and that fun daybed rental at Stadium Swim at Circa. No fun being had here by Justin, however. That 6-pin just fell asleep on the 10. Didn't bother to form any extra activity to try to get Justin to strike. Justin loves any movie with Will Ferrell in it, especially Talladega Nights. Well, he is staying in first against his brother, so won't finish last. Maximum score for Jason here will be 49 if we can get 3 strikes from the 10th frame. Justin would need just a couple of pins to get past that point, so for the sibling rivalry, Justin well in charge of this game. That's right on the head pin. Hold on. And this is not easy to avoid bowling lessons for Jason. The good news is if he makes it, he'll receive $10 in cash for the baby split conversion from the Brew City Bowling Show. Bad news is if he misses, he's going to earn himself some bowling lessons. So I guess that's kind of a win-win if you think about it. I'd rather take the cash, though. Finish out strong. Come on, Jason. That looks pretty good right there. There we go. Nice cover. You see the fist go up in the air in celebration. He's got that mark on the score sheet. Avoided the bowling lessons. Can still get to 39. And even if Justin were to strike out in the 10th, it's a pretty tough total to try to get into the Royal Roller match for what Jason and Justin will have here. Jason, though, has always wanted to travel back to Italy just to go sailing. You can imagine no matter where you were, whether you were one of the Gulfs on either side of the Italian peninsula or off of Sicily in the Mediterranean, there's got to be some pretty good sailing anywhere around Italy. Let's see what the hammer can do here for his finishing frame. Loves himself a Denver omelet on a Saturday morning, and hey, let's try to get him bowling ball rejuvenation and resurfacing from Bowlers Headquarters inside of Classic Lanes in Greenfield. If you can strike here on the first ball of the 10th, get a lucky break. Oh, the 3-pin goes around the 6. And this is a rarity. We're going to have both bowlers. Well, we can't say didn't win prizes. Jason did win $10 in cash. So I don't think we've had a match all year where at least one of our doubles teams received no prizes. Jason's going to save that for his team here with that $10 in cash. Justin still with a pretty respectable game with the spare here. If he strikes out on the fill ball, that's 67. Anything you get in the, if you get 50s or 60s, you get one open in there. Maybe get lucky enough to offset in a double. It's never easy with just 4 frames of bowling on the lanes. There's no time to really come back from a bad break or from a tap. So it's a little extra pressure on these players out here with just 4 shots of first balls. And picking up any remnants you may leave as you go along. And we're going to see 67. No, we're not. We're going to see 65 for Justin. 32 for Jason. We'll come back with our second semifinal here from South Shore Bowl here on the Brew City Bowling Show. It's time for the 4th annual 3-2-1 tournament at Blue Mound Bowl in Brookfield. Your $150 team entry fee includes your doubles with your teammates and your singles. Call Blue Mound Bowl to reserve your anytime, any-day squad time. The bowler with the high game on every Brew City Bowling Show will receive a 2-night stay at Circa Las Vegas and complimentary daybed rental at Stadium Swim. See how you can have the time of your life at circalasvegas.com. Join Country Lanes for their annual Down Syndrome Awareness 9-pin tap tournament on Saturday, May 17th. You can sign up using the QR code on your screen or at Country Lanes in Franklin. Well, some struggles for our players in the first semifinal. Jason with 32, Justin with 65. Don't think that's going to be enough to make it back to the American Place Casino Royal Roller match. Unfortunately for Jason, his mystery frame was the 7th frame. Jason would have won Milwaukee Milkman tickets, 4 tickets to any game in the 2025 season at Franklin Field. He did win $10 for his baby split conversion in the 10th frame. That kept him away from some bowling lessons from Matt Gass and a top-notch bowling out in Waukesha. But, hey, Jason walking away with a little something. Justin, unfortunately, his mystery frame was the 10th frame. He would have won a bowling ball rejuvenation and resurfacing from Bowlers Headquarters inside of Classic Lanes in Greenfield. So not a lot of prizes out of our first semifinal. Let's see if our second semifinalists can take a few more things home with them here on the Brew City Bowling Show. Rick Richter, Patrick Siegert taking to the lanes here at South Shore Bowl for our second semifinal. Patrick, uncle and nephew respectively. Rick starting things off here on lane 13. Bowled with Rick many, many moons ago, where Rick still does his bowling. Classic Lanes Greenfield. And here's a chance for his mystery frame, a Busch Light gift pack. If Rick can strike here, and you can hear the crowd already. You can see the hands shooting to the air. Rick knows. You see the smile on his face. And especially with Gina Dereshevsky still hanging around from our last show. Dan Glubka, he knows quite a few people from Classic Lanes Greenfield in this crowd. No one is going to let him get away with a miss here. Used to bowl with his brother Jeff and his dad Ken. Always had a good time on Friday nights, Classic Lanes Greenfield. I'm sure Rick will have no problem covering this 5-pin up. Dead on it. Yeah, his dad Ken would be proud of that. Ken taught everything. Rick knows on the lanes, and I always had fun bowling with Ken back in the day as well. So there you see the smile on the cover. Let's get over to Patrick on lane 14. Patrick does his bowling here at South Shore Bowl. Averages just under 190. And loves himself just some eggs and bacon on a Saturday morning for breakfast. And that one, he gets a lot of the bucket out. Still leaves the 2-5 and still a very choppable spare attempt. Patrick could have a walk-in song. It would be Africa by Toto. I don't know, that version by Weezer from right around the pandemic could give that Toto version a run for its money as well. But it's always interesting to see what people have as a walk-in song. We always ask some fun questions in our questionnaires with the bowlers. Patrick picks up his spare. Once again, high doubles team total advances to the American Place Casino Royal Roller match. So Jason and Justin had some problems in game 1, so not a big total out of our players. Rick's looking to really get his team out to a good total. There you see the strike in the 8th. Slaps it out as he was flush in the pocket. Rick's favorite breakfast on Saturday morning is a Webb's Classic. Actually, he says he has that every morning with his brother Jeff. Hey, Jeff, how's it going? I know I haven't run into you a while. I hope you're getting a chance to watch your brother Rick here on the Brew City Bowling Show, and it's always fun bowling with you guys. Oh, Patrick's going to find some problems there. Uh-oh. We have more hands in the air even faster than Rick in the 7th. And you can't overthink it. That's the, usually you're bowling in a league, you leave a 5-pin, it's ho-hum, ho-hum. A little different situation here with the TV lights, the big crowd behind you. You can see right there. I don't know if Patrick's asking Rick to make sure there's enough money in the wallet in case of a miss. I don't know. It's a pretty big crowd we have ourselves here at South Shore Bowl again. Hopefully Patrick's all over it. Oh, no. Oh, my. That is going to be a painful, painful memory for Patrick. Even if he were to strike out right now and get to 88, he's going to get a lot of abuse from people on that missed 5-pin, especially with the thousands and thousands of viewers that we have here on the show. And once again, we want to thank everybody that tunes in every Saturday morning here on My 24 Milwaukee. That's helped the Brew City Bowling Show be a big success in our inaugural year here on My 24. Great toss there by Rick. Gets the double on the board. Gets himself a bottle of Cream, the Difference Bowling Ball Cleaner. Great products they have. Anything ranging from the purple stuff to Life After Death. They have all the cleaning and polishing products you need to keep that bowling equipment of yours in the best shape possible. Let's get Patrick in some steak. Henry Flack Steakhouse for a strike here in the mystery frame. He's on target line. Well, that's the way to bounce back from that missed 5-pin. Get that strike on the board and get yourself a good cut of meat to forget about the woes the 5-pin may have given you. There you see all 10 go away. Let's see if Rick can get himself turkey here. Let's spice up that turkey with a gift card from Penzeys Spices for any 3 in a row here. There's semifinals during the Brew City Bowling Show. Light scrambler. And get that 8-pin out of there. Wow, it rocked, it rolled, it twisted, it turned. And finally, that 8-pin fell for Rick Richter. And a turkey on the board. And a gift card to Penzeys Spices for Rick. He still has an outside chance for a 110 game, and he didn't see it fall. He got the reaction from the crowd. He thought that 8-pin was staying there, and it fell with his back turned. Let's see if we can get him a 4-pack of Milwaukee Milkmen tickets for any game in 2025 at Franklin Field. Will that hold on? Oh, it comes up a bit high, leaves just the 4-pin, but with a spare here, Rick's going to find himself at 99, and he's going to be in very good shape. Take down that Circa Las Vegas High Game Award. The highest individual game during our semifinals gets that 2-night midweek stay at Circa Las Vegas and the daybed rental at Stadium Swim. I'm sure Rick could use a little time away in Vegas. And that 99 game has him a very good chance of getting away. Once again, thanks to our friends at the Circus Sportsbook as well, inside of American Place Casino in Waukegan, for building that bridge with Circa Las Vegas for us here in the Brew City Bowling Show. We've had a lot of our contestants make their way out to Circa, and they have loved every minute of their stays when they've gone. See if Patrick can get himself a big finish here. He can get himself to 88 with all 3 in the 10th. That's a little quick out of the hand, a little past the head pin. And a 128 stays for Patrick. But a spare here and a strike would get 68 for Patrick and a 167 team total. That's one of those team totals that usually makes it into the Royal Roller match. We'll have to see. We have one more team in semifinal number 3 that has something to say about who will advance. Patrick all over that. 128 picks it up, makes it happen. And now the chance for 68. Patrick said if he could bowl one game with any living person, he would love to do it with Marshall Holman. Thinks it would be a lot of fun. Considering Marshall only touches the bowling ball about once a year nowadays. I was lucky enough to do some work with Marshall Holman back in the day on Extra Frame, and always a good gentleman. One of those guys that was always a ton different off the lanes than on the lanes. And some of the stories Marshall could tell, always enjoyed spending time with Marshall. Hey, there's that American Place Casino jackpot shot. We've got ourselves $100 there in free play for Patrick. Let's total everything up and come back here to South Shore Bowl here on the Brew City Bowling Show. Sign up for the Summer Storm Doubles League at Castle Lanes in Racine. Get your chance to win Storm bowling balls, Castle Lanes gift certificates, and everyone in the league gets a Castle t-shirt and a bowling jersey from H5G. Call Castle Lanes today to sign up. All Foxview Lanes and Sussex Bowl League bowlers in the 25-26 league season will have their chance to strike it rich and their chance at the $15,000 progressive jackpot every time they bowl league. Wow, Rick and Patrick with a couple of nice games. Rick with that big 99 game. That could be in contention for the Circa High Game Award at the end of the show. He's got to wait through one more semifinal to see if he's going to Las Vegas. But some great prizes won by our bowlers. For Rick, where his double, he took down a bottle of Creating the Difference bowling ball cleaner, thanks to our friends in Hopkinsville, Kentucky, with Ron Hicklin and crew for that. For the 3 in a row, he gets to spice up his turkey with Penzeys. Yes, Penzeys Spices gets that award for his 3rd strike in a row. His mystery frame, unfortunately, though, was the 7th frame. Rick would have taken home a Busch Light gift pack thanks to our friends at Beechwood Distributing in New Berlin. So, unfortunately, Rick, you got to buy it yourself at the bar right now. Patrick, mystery frame was the 9th frame. We're sending Patrick to Henry Flax on his strike there. Henry Flack in West Dallas. Great steaks, great appetizers, and phenomenal cocktails as well. And he also won that jackpot shot in the 10th frame fill ball. He gets himself $100 in free play at American Place Casino. And that 167 team total might have a chance to get to the Royal Roller match. We'll find out for sure as we're going to get back to the lanes here for our 3rd semifinal. Our final semifinalists here at South Shore Bowl. Brenda and Tom Metellian.
167 is the total to beat.
Brenda's going to start things off here on lane 13. One thing I noticed in practice for both Brenda and Tom, they know what they want to do when they get on the lanes, and they waste no time trying to get the pins down. Great toss there by Brenda. Scrambles everything up, and there is a strike. Big team total they need to beat, set in our last semifinal by Rick and Patrick, that being 167. And they know they need to come out of the gates with quite a few strikes in order to try to get past Patrick can get themselves into the American Place Casino Royal Roller match. There you see no thumb in the ball and a one-handed style for Tom as he starts with a strike as well. Well, the family that strikes together scores together, and they are both out to great starts. And as I said, they know what they want to do. Brenda already up. Loves herself a meat lover's omelet on a Saturday morning, and that one high flush pocket. 4 trips to 9. And there's the big smile and a ball of Creating the Difference bowling ball polish going home with Brenda. Boy, if Tom can strike here, it's going to have Rick and Patrick sweating it out a little bit. Watch that ball high flush. Tupin does the job on the 4 into the 9. Beautifully done. And here's a chance for $50 in dining at American Place Casino if Tom can strike here in his mystery frame. Tom just loves a cup of coffee for breakfast. And those pins are definitely decaffeinated by Tom as they all fall asleep. And a pair of doubles for Metellians here, starting off our final semifinal. Let's see if Brenda can make it 3 in a row. There's that chance for the Penzeys Spices. Every 3 in a row. You see Jason and Justin in the first semifinal sticking around, watching as well. It needs a lot of help, and unfortunately for Brenda, that needed about a 70-foot lane, foul line to head pin to get in the pocket. Every lane here, of course, at South Shore Bowl, the USBC regulation 60-foot foul line to head pin. It needs to be built again. It was in Reno when they built the bowling stadium. It was nearby at the Reno Hilton, which is now the Grand Sierra. They had the 100-foot lane. Somebody needs to bring that back. I know there's one in Oklahoma somewhere, and I'm sure somebody will email me that information. As Brenda with the open, but yeah, just the different look on a 100-foot lane. Let's see if Tom can get himself the Penzi Spices for 3 in a row. He could have a walkout sound. It would be still counting by, I think, one of the most underrated heavy metal bands, Volbeat. Talk about a band that can rock out that a lot of fans keep under the radar. Definitely Volbeat. As Tom, he's still counting strikes in a row. He just passed 2. He's now hit 3, and he'll have his chance for 4, 5, and 6 in the 10th frame. Brenda's starting her 10th frame. Chance to win a haircut and style with one of the fine stylists at the Carlos Salon and Barbershop on North Water Street in downtown Milwaukee. Come on, 6-pin. Do your job. Falls a little short, leaves the 10, so a spare here. And everything you can get on the fill ball would give Brenda 70, and that would just require Tom getting the first strike in the 10th frame to lock up advancing to the Royal Roller match. And yikes, now Tom's going to have a little more work to do. Brenda ends with 59. So Tom's going to have to get the first one in the 10th and then go 9 spare to keep his team at 168 for a 1-pin advantage. So this is a must to get to the Royal Roller match. Also a must here to try to get him 4 tickets to a Milwaukee Milkman game anytime in 2025. Boy, was that a beautiful shot there by Tom. Just parts the rack. If they still published paper bowling textbooks, that photograph for that strike would be on the cover. Watch that ball just rev up off the outside 3 boards on this PBA LBC National Championships pattern. Tom can get an entry to that tournament if he gets the last 2 strikes here in the 10th. Big shot here for 5 in a row. A custom H5G brand jersey goes home with Tom. A strike here on the second shot of the 10th. Oh, 6 comes back, takes out the 10. Tell your family, tell your friends, another bid for perfection here at South Shore Bowl. We saw that last week with Brandon Charney getting to the 6th shot before leaving a 10-pin. Can Tom get to 120? We know he's advancing to the Royal Roller match with Brenda. Can we get him an LBC National Championships entry? Oh, no, it just comes up a little bit light. 118, though, for Tom. He's your Circa High Game Award winner. We'll come back, talk to our players, get them ready for the American Place Casino Royal Roller match here from South Shore Bowl in Cudahy on the Brew City Bowling Show.
Hi everyone, come check out Swagger Sports Bar and Grill inside Root River Center. On Fridays we have fish fry. We also have live music starting at 8 p.m. If you want to check out our lineup, go to our Facebook page at Root River Center or our website.
South Shore Bowl has great bowling deals for you, with all-you-can-bowl glow bowling on Friday and Saturday nights and our Sunday Fun Day special. See all the info at southshorebowl.com. Any bowler or doubles team throwing 4 strikes in a row will receive a family 4-pack of tickets for the Milwaukee Milkmen at Franklin Field in Franklin. Any bowler who rolls 5 strikes in a row on the Brew City Bowling Show will receive a fully customized jersey from H5G Brands. Anyone rolling a perfect game on the Brew City Bowling Show will win an entry into the 2025 PBA LBC National Championships. Each team member of the High Baker Doubles game from our American Place Casino Royal Roller matches this season will receive a bowling ball and tote bag from Rich Miller's Pro Shops. A lot of excitement in that third semifinal. Brenda and Tom both coming out with the first 2 strikes apiece. Tom kept rolling along, though, almost took down that perfect game award, fell a little short with that 118 game, but he's taken home a bunch of prizes. Brenda, she is going to get a bottle of bowling ball cleaner from our friends at Creating the Difference for her double. Unfortunately, her mystery frame was the 10th frame. So she's missing out on a haircut and style from our friends at the Carlos Salon and Barbershop on North Water Street in downtown Milwaukee. Give Jason and his crew a call down there. If you're looking to change up how you look or just looking to trim things up, they will do a phenomenal job on you. Tom, however, my goodness, gets the Creating a Difference bowling ball cleaner for 2 in a row, spices up his turkey with 3 in a row from Pensie's, 4 in a row gets him the Milwaukee Milkman 4-pack of tickets, 5 in a row gets him a new custom jersey, fully custom, from H5G Brands, and he also took home an extra $50 in dining because his mystery frame was the 8th frame. So our friends at American Place Casino, $50 in dining awarded to Tom for that. Tom is also going to Las Vegas. That's right. That 118 game is the high game of our semifinalists. We don't pay to get him out there. We don't pay to get him home, but he can get out there and have some fun with, I'm sure, Brenda, as it'll be 2 nights on a midweek stay, along with a daybed rental at Stadium Swim at Circa Las Vegas. Thanks to everybody at Circa Las Vegas and also at Circa Sportsbook inside of American Place Casino in Waukegan for all their help with those great hotel stays all season long. As we mentioned, Brenda and Tom advancing to that Royal Roller match. Can they knock off our defending champions, Brandon Perry and Brandon Charney? Only way to find out, battle it out in that Baker doubles game. We'll be back here from South Shore Bowl to take to the lanes.
When people drop into the American Place Casino, you won't believe the things they say.
It looks amazing in here.
Pretty cool, right?
I'm gonna go play some blackjack.
Oh, I'm hitting the slots.
With the most exciting table games and newest lots, you can play any way you want. Oh, and the food.
So good.
So what are you waiting for? Come in now and have an experience that'll make you say, couldn't have said it better myself. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Showcase your skills and experience the thrill of competing on the national stage at the 2025 PBA LBC National Championships. This event has awarded over $675,000 in prize money over the last 2 years. And Bolero Mount Prospect is just a 90-minute drive from Milwaukee. View all the tournament information at pba.com/LBC tournament.
It's time for the 4th annual 3-2-1 tournament at Blue Mound Bowl in Brookfield. Your $150 team entry fee includes your doubles with your teammates and your singles. Call Blue Mound Bowl to reserve your anytime, any-day squad time. The American Place Casino Royal Roller match, our defending champions, Brandon Charney, Brandon Perry, battling Brenda and Tom Battalion. Brenda and Tom coming off Tom's big game in the semifinals, almost perfection. Tom took home a bunch of prizes, now looking to pile on once again. $250 in free play and $150 in dining at American Place Casino on the line for the teammates to split, as we have Brandon Charney getting ready to kick things off here on lane 13 at South Shore Bowl. And Brandon knows about shooting big games. He did that last week in the semifinal round, had a 119 game, 10 pin on his final shot, fronted perfection. And that's a little errant to start with for Brandon Charney, as he's going to have to figure out how to get on target line. Last week, the 1-pin win for Brandon squared over Gina and Dan, our 5-time champions. That was the longest streak we've had here in Season 2 on the Brew City Bowling Show for the Royal Roller match. And now Brandon looking to start a streak of their own. Brenda Mattelian averages about 165, does her bowling at Castle Lanes in Racine. Giving an effort here at South Shore Bowl to qualify, got through the qualifier, made it through the TV semifinals, and that one, well, a big break there for Brenda as the 10-pin falls, so she doesn't leave the washout, but the 1, 2, 7, and 8, not exactly the easiest of spares. You have to get that ball to come all the way across the face of the 1, 2, and 7 and have a pin take the 8-pin out. And that's got a pretty good shot. She must have heard me from the booth. I'll take a little credit on that. No credit needed. Brenda did that on her own and did it quite well. Brenda loves bowling with her husband. She says Tom is just the best. Tom says he loves bowling with Brenda because there's no reason needed. And I've had a chance to talk to both of them off the air, and I'll tell you what, they just love the bowl, they love the social aspect of it, and they love the fun they get to have with each other. There you see Tom, the no-thumb, one-handed style, a la Tom Doherty on the PBA Tour, except Tom Doherty being a right-hander, Tom Matillion being a port-sider, and an early advantage. Brendan and Tom with Tom's strike there. In the second frame, watch that 5-pin saw off into the 10-pin. Brandon Perry, the big frame in the 10th last week, spared a 10-pin and then struck on the fill shot to win that Royal Roller match by a pin. And that one creeps up a little high. And 3-6-10 for Brandon Perry. So both these players staying on the same lanes they were on last week. A little unusual as Brandon Squared had lane choice. Usually you want to make your opponents finish second. Put a little pressure on them in the 10th frame, but they wanted to make sure they stayed on the lanes they bowled well on in our last Royal Roller match. So that forces Brandon Perry to stay on lane 14 and finish the match last. Otherwise, if they would have had Brandon Perry on lane 14 and finished beforehand, Brandon Perry would have been the 9th frame, not the 10th. All the little strategy you have to think about in these Baker doubles or Baker team matches as they progress really adds to the excitement level over just a standard doubles game. Hey, how about that for Brandon Charney? Backdoor Brooklyn. 5-pin kind of slides into the 9-pin to take it out. Leave them with just a 3-pin deficit early here in our Royal Roller match. Yep, look at that pin, just push it down off the back of the pin deck. And here is Brenda's mystery frame. Chance to win a $40 gift certificate for H5G Brands. Get yourself some PBA Tour swag. They are the official merchandiser of the PBA Tour. And if you watched the Strike Derby from Fox U Lanes recently, you saw some of the players wearing those PBA socks from John's Crazy Socks. You can also get those through the H5G Brands website as well. So good to see those nice companies teaming up together with John's Crazy Socks and H5G. That needs some help to get all the way over, and wow, I think Brenda was holding her breath all the way down on that spare attempt. Kind of took a little bit of a mixer there, a little bit of a break to take down the 8-pin in the back, but it's a spare on the board. Watch that 2-pin straight back into the 8. And now let's see if Tom can keep up his striking ways. 7 shots, 6 strikes so far today for Tom Matillion. Can we put another one on the board? That's a little late getting in the pocket. Yeah, you can just see that 4-pin. It's just a matter of it was actually going to make contact with the 7 before falling behind it. I wouldn't call that a weak 7, and I wouldn't exactly call that a ring 7 either, but there may be a slight move needing to be made by Tom. And that needs to hold on, and that's the open frame these teams can't afford in these Baker doubles matches. You figure with these bowlers all being between the 165 and 200 range, you're going to have an open frame here and there. You know, your target score's got to be about 190 to 200 to win, though. There's usually a little extra emphasis on spare making for teammates during these Royal Roller matches. Let's see what Brandon Perry can do here. And Brandon Perry back to striking and piles on the double after the opponent's open. And that is a bowler that's getting the job done here at South Shore Bowl as they're trying to go for back-to-back American Place Casino Royal Roller wins. If you haven't checked out all the specials at American Place going on recently, just go to AmericanPlace.com and they can get you all the casino promos, they can get you all the restaurant promos, everything that's going on down at American Place. Just go to AmericanPlace.com. Brandon Charney, week 10. We saw Brandon have some problems with spares late in the Royal Roller match last week. We'll take a little extra time to focus here. Cross lane with the polyester at the spare, and wow! Another issue with a 10-pin for Brandon Charney, and now that Big advantage his team had, cutting about half thanks to that open frame. So let's see what Brenda Battalion can do here. 2 spares on the board, looking for her first strike in this Royal Roller match, and it's the beverage frame. And boy, when she hits high flush in that pocket, she makes those pins disappear off the pin deck. You don't need to hook it a lot, you just need that strong roll. And then when you're that entrenched in the 1-3 pocket, there's no chance there will be any witnesses to that assault by Brenda's bowling ball. And let's see if Tom can bounce back here off of his open frame in the 4th. On target line, looks pretty good. And wow, that one very similar to his shot on his final ball in the semifinal, where it just came up a bit light and didn't quite take out that 3-9 combination he needed for perfection. Watch that ball. Yeah, a couple of boards left of where we've been seeing that ball get to down lane. He's been around 4th, 5th board down lane. That went out to about 2nd to 3rd board. And now he'll take the big wheel across the lane and try to pick up this 3-9. Hooks into both pins, converts it successfully. We're going to have our bowlers continue rolling through the commercial break, and we'll be back at the South Shore Bowl for the rest of this Royal Roller match here on the Brew City Bowling Show. South Shore Bowl has great bowling deals for you, with all-you-can-bowl glow bowling on Friday and Saturday nights, and our Sunday Fun Day special. See all the info at southshorebowl.com. Join Country Lanes for their annual Down Syndrome Awareness 9-Pin Tap Tournament on Saturday, May 17th. You can sign up using the QR code on your screen or at Country Lanes in Franklin. Back to South Shore Bowl. We had our players continue rolling through the commercial break. Brandon Perry steps up in the 6th frame, flushes 10 back. Very happy with that effort. His partner, Brandon Charney, steps up in the 7th, looking to get that double. And unfortunately, on that light hit, nothing takes the 7-pin down. And then Brandon continues to have problems with the single pins as it doesn't hook into the 7. And we now have ourselves a very close game, with just 3.5 frames remaining, as Brenda and Tom Battalion can get themselves into the lead here with just a couple of marks. Brenda starting things off here in the 7th frame. That needs to get up in the pocket a little bit more, and boy, very similar to what we just saw for Brandon Charney. Light hit and not a lot of angle. That head pin just kind of hits the flat gutter and doesn't do a lot of work. See what Brenda can do here to get this spare. Loves the movie The Princess Bride, and that is also one of my favorites as well. And unfortunately, it's not As You Wish with the 7-pin, as the open frame leaves a blemish on the board. Brenda and Tom down by 6 pins to our defending Royal Roller champions with Brandon squared. That's now basically a 3-game match. Tom's always wanted to travel back to the Florida Keys just for the perfect weather and the great fishing. And that ball fishing a little bit as well, as we see once again. Common leave for Tom today. You see the little exhale, a little shake of the head. He's surprised he left that 3-9 once again. Tom wishes he gets a chance of time to bowl a game with Parker Bone III. Tom says, seems like one of the nicest people and Hall of Fame bowler. Well, it's not just seems like one of the nicest people, Tom. I can tell you from working with him on his Parker Bone III scholarship tournament over the last several years, doing the live streaming there in New Jersey. Parker and his entire family are some of the nicest people in the bowling industry. His lovely wife, Leslie, and I'll tell you what, the 3 kids you see all the time on social media, with Brandon, with Justin, and especially with Sydney. You talk about a young lady that's really made a mark on the women's side of the sport in a short period of time. Sydney Bowen's definitely done that. How about some Falcon Bowl fun for Brandon Perry not to be? 4-pin tried to get over that 9-pin.
Knock it over. When you say hit it, it just stands there.
Quite
Say knock it over.
job done. Brandon Perry does his bowling at the South Milwaukee Arcade. And he's always wanted to travel back to Greenland to hunt muskox. Are there muskox in Greenland? Are they wild? I guess we'll have to do our research. It does look like beautiful land. And I can imagine when it's a little warmer during the summer, it's a little more tolerable. I'm sure highs in the summer are only 50 or 60 degrees, but all that great beachfront property.
Come on, Brandon.
Brandon Charney's always want to go back to North Dakota for some phenomenal duck hunting. Let's see if he can shoot down 10 pins here in the 9th frame, especially because this is his mystery frame and he can get himself a pizza and pitcher package from Riviera Lanes in West Dallas. Love myself some barbecue chicken pizza from Riviera Lanes, and that's going to be my recommendation to Brandon Charney. Get a pitcher of your favorite beverage and get yourself the barbecue chicken pizza and have a good time at Riviera Lanes in West Dallas. Okay, we've got the red, white, and blue pin here for Brenda. She can get herself $100 in free play at American Place Casino on the jackpot shot. Wow, as we mentioned before, those high flush. She's getting those trip corner pins out, and she does it again. And not only does she get that $100 in free play at American Place Casino, she keeps her and her husband in this match. It's basically down to the 10th frame. Mystery frame here for Tom. Gift card for Natty Oaks in West Dallas. If he can strike, and wow, talk about partying the 8 and the 9 perfectly. Tom gets that done, and now whatever Tom does here in the 10th frame, basically Brandon Perry's going to have to do the same thing to try to repeat as Royal Roller Match winners, as that shot right there is going to force Brandon Perry to strike first ball of the 10th frame, barring disaster here by Tom Metellian. Oh, that's going to need some help. Wow, I guess when it's your day, it's your day. Got a little slow and pulled it across his body. You can see right there he's not happy that the strike's on the board because of a crossover, but he's definitely not giving it away. And a big shot here, as this can force the double in the 10th frame for Brandon Perry if Tom can get at least 6 here. Oh my! Talk about making it interesting. So only 20 pins down in the 10th. That leaves 186. That means Brandon Perry is going to need the first one in the 10th, and then 8 pins on the second shot of the 10th to lock up another Royal Roller Match victory. So Brandon Perry must strike. Talk about a guy that can just strike when needed. Anthony Simonson's the player that Brandon Perry would love to bowl a game with. That's right on target line. It looks pretty good. Are you kidding me? Wow. Last week he got the 6 to kick the 10 for the victory. This time the 6 kicks him instead of the 10. And we are going to have new Royal Roller champions with Brenda and Tom Metellian. They're going to come back next week when we move to Blue Mountain Bowl. Looking forward to having the Poznansky family hosting us there at that historic bowling center in Brookfield. And yeah, that's a tough one to take right there for Brandon Perry, but we're taking home some nice prizes. They won one Royal Roller match, and unfortunately, between a couple of errant spare attempts from Brandon Charney and that wrap 10 from Brandon Perry, they're going home without the repeat win. We'll let Brandon Perry throw his last shot here, and we'll be back from South Shore Bowl to wrap up this edition of the Brew City Bowling Show. South Shore Bowl has great bowling deals for you. with all-you-can-bowl glow bowling on Friday and Saturday nights, and our Sunday Fun Day special. See all the info at southshorebowl.com. All Foxview Lanes and Sussex Bowl League bowlers in the 25-26 league season will have their chance to strike it rich, and their chance at the $15,000 progressive jackpot every time they bowl league.
Hey everyone, come check out Swagger Sports Bar and Grill inside Root River Center. On Wednesdays, we have 79-cent wings, bone-in and boneless. Also on Thursdays, we have $2 taco specials, beef or chicken.
Well, sometimes the pins fall for you when you need them, and sometimes they don't. Unfortunately for Brandon Perry, last week we saw him get 20 in the 10th to win his match by a pin in that Royal Roller match against Gina and Dan. This week, unfortunately, he needed the first strike in the 10th to get his team to advance to next week at Blue Mountain Bowl. Not going to happen. Left that 10 pin, and it's a 186-182 victory for Brenda and Tom over Brandon Squared here in that American Place Casino Royal Roller match. For our mystery prizes this game, Brandon Perry missed out on a Falcon Bowl gift certificate due to missing out on the strike in the 8th frame, but we are giving away a pizza and pitcher package to Brandon Charney, as Brandon struck in his mystery frame, which was the 9th frame. So pizza and pitcher from Riviera Lanes in West Dallas for Brandon Charney. For Brendan and Tom, Tom took down his mystery frame in the 10th frame with his first strike in the 10th. Natty Oaks in West Dallas is where he'll be visiting with that gift card, thanks to Brian Wolf and all of our friends over at Natty Oaks. And unfortunately for Brenda, she missed out on a H5G gift card. She did not strike in the 3rd frame for her mystery frame. Good news for Brenda and Tom, though. They're coming back next week. Bad news for them. They may be comfortable here at South Shore Bowl. We're moving over for our last 2 shows of Season 2 to historic Blue Mountain Bowl in Brookfield. Hank Pozansky Jr. and family hosting us there. Can't wait to get there and see if we can have repeat winners for Brenda and Tom, or if someone else is going to knock them off again for the American Place Casino Royal Roller match. I'm $2 Phil Brilo. Hey, parents, take the kids bowling because you know they're going to have fun for life, and we will see you next week from Blue Mountain Bowl in Brookfield.